Welcome again. Now we begin this morning with a big report from Kaduna State, where last weekend an inauguration event by the coalition of opposition parties, including APC dissenters, PDP, SDP, NNPP, LP, and also ADC, was violently disrupted. Suspected thugs, armed with cutlasses, clubs, and stones, stormed the venue, injuring attendees and vandalizing property. Despite the chaos, the event continued under tense conditions. The Kaduna State Police have since come under sharp criticism for their slow response, with ADC leaders accusing them of failing to protect members and even alleging complicity or deliberate inaction.
And following the incident, the Kaduna Police invited former Governor Nasir El-Rufai along with 6 senior ADC figures for questioning over allegations of criminal conspiracy, incitement of public disturbance, mischief, and grievous hurt. A police letter dated September 4, 2025 requested their appearance on September 8th, but many of those invited say they only learned of the summons through social media. Meanwhile, police also moved to seal off the ADC state office for the heightening tensions. Now here's our News Central correspondent Emmanuel Bagudu with the full report.
Members of the Social Democratic Party and the African Democratic Congress running for their lives as thugs invaded their meeting. From injuries to the destruction of properties, the attack paints a worrying situation to not just residents of the state, but the entire country at large.
Disgusting, very, very disgusting. This is really sad, especially in Kaduna State, where we feel that we have gone far beyond the occurrences that we witness today. So it's very sad for whoever that was behind what happened to do what he did. It's sad.
We came to hold a meeting, which is our constitutional right, but unfortunately, thugs who were known in the state came and trying to disrupt the event, and unfortunately some of them were arrested, but at the end of the day the police released them. So we are asking the police and the state government that why are they releasing people who are thugs? The person that was arrested, I have his video, jumping into the hall with stick and cutlass, and they caught him and they released him.
We will take steps in the future to ensure that we don't react to situations like this.
Although the cause of the clash is being investigated by security operatives, ex-Governor El-Rufai is pointing accusing fingers at the police and the Kaduna State Governor, Ubasani.
The police was complicit. The Assistant Commissioner of Police that was there watched while these thugs were attacking people with machetes, destroying people's vehicles. And it is a matter that I will report to the highest levels of the police and the Police Service Commission. I have his picture. He has removed his name tag, which is contrary to police regulations. We'll escalate this. We will bring them to book.
The police have suspended all political meetings in Kaduna State till further notice. In Kaduna for News Central, Emmanuel Bagudu.
So once again, to summarize, a political event in Kaduna violently disrupted by armed thugs, raising serious concerns about both security and policing. In response, the police have summoned key opposition figures, including El-Rufai and ADC leaders, under heavy criminal allegations, though some insist they only became aware of the summons online. So, however, joining us now to unpack this is our correspondent Emmanuel Bagudu, who brought us the report. Emmanuel, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here for Breakfast Extra.
Yes. So Emmanuel.
Yes, good morning, yes, thank you so much. Good morning from Northwest Nigeria.
Good morning.
Morning.
So Emmanuel, we watched the report, and I just had to ask you, apart from seeing the people and the people who were able to talk, what was the body language? What was the mood like on ground when the attack began? How did people react, and what did you observe in those first moments?
Yes, it's just tension and shock, because you can visibly see blood, gushing out from the body of victims. You can visibly see vehicles being destroyed there. You can see people running helter-skelter for their lives. So it's all about tension and then shock, which is unfortunate. Kaduna have not witnessed that for a very long time right now. And coming in, to be happening in between two heavyweights, the immediate past governor and then, of course, the current governor, is a case of two elephants are fighting and the ground suffering. And, of course, the aftermath of that particular clash, that particular attack has been something that citizens are yet to recover from, the police are yet to recover from, and of course, you've seen the statement from the Kaduna State Ministry of Internal Affairs and Internal Security and Home Affairs. They are warning Mr. El-Rufai that they will not tolerate any form of incitement from him because they believe that that gathering was just meant to it's not a political gathering. That's what that statement means.
Oh,
that it's just political because the police initially said they actually warned El-Rufai not to hold that meeting.
Okay.
Because their second aftermath is the fact that the police have actually invited the ex-governor. Quite, the beauty of the democracy, the beauty of rule of law. This is a man that has been controlling the security architecture of the state for 8 years. Today,
Emmanuel,
just a second. Are now invited.
Emmanuel,
Yeah.
I want to take you back a bit. You said that they were already warned against holding that assembly. Is that? Well, I want you to confirm that now.
Yes. The statement from the police. The statement from the police said that there was a warning that that particular gathering should not hold.
Was there a reason given for why they didn't want them to hold the gathering?
The reason the police cited was that they warned El-Rufai and his coalition not to hold the meeting because they suspected that there is a little bit, they may be attacked. That's just why they said that they may be attacked, and then the tension that there was a little bit of political tension in the state, and so there was no need for that meeting to hold for now, till the tension is doused down before they can hold any meeting.
Okay.
But they believe, they said that they are just holding a very innocent gathering. They are not holding for any clash. No, they didn't know that, of course, there was a plan by some hoodlums to, come into that particular place to attack them. So the police, I feel that El-Rufai should take responsibility because he was earlier warned not to hold that particular assembly. Yeah.
So, inadvertently, what you're saying is that the police had warned them of this kind of an instance from before, saying there's political tension, this kind of thing might happen. They went on to have the assembly, and then it did indeed happen. Now the police are telling that we warned you from before, you went ahead and had it, and that's your problem. In any case, El-Rufai is saying that the police should be held culpable because they were even complicit in the event when they saw the thugs. So that's my summary. However, what about your witness of accounts? Were there cases, like the young man said, where thugs were caught and released? Just trying to prove the complicity of the police here.
They are verifiable claims.
Okay.
They are verifiable claims. These are claims that are subject to investigation because the police said they have launched an investigation about the situation. Of course, there were people that were caught at the scene. And of course, it's not my responsibility to know whether they are prosecuted or, because I was just meant to, get the stories, the objective part of the story. But it is a claim, it's a widely claimed by the SDP and ADC members that, of course, the thugs that came to attack them were arrested and were later released by the police. We had those statements from the ex-governor, El-Rufai. He said he saw the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations in that particular area, watching thugs attacking them without doing anything. It is coming from a political figure, an authority, that's El-Rufai. So, that should be taken serious. And the summon by the police is in connection with the fact that we asked you not to hold this meeting. Come and explain to us why you went ahead to do that.
Oh, okay.
Up to the extent of, making the unthinkable happen. So there are instances, these are just claims that are subject to investigation by the police. Yeah.
So, Emmanuel, based on what you said, now police had warned them not to, have this meeting, but they did have the meeting. So when the police people arrived and acted, did their presence come or escalate the situation, knowing fully well that El-Rufai also mentioned that he saw a police without a name tag who was part of the attack? So what was their presence like?
Yes, the ADC and the SDP coalition members only reacted because El-Rufai also had his own bodyguards. He also has his own security, private security, who opened fire in that particular gathering to repel these attackers that came in to attack the ADC SDP coalition. I think that's where the police found fault in it. because El-Rufai security repelled the attackers and then opened fire on live ammunition, talking about in a government reserve area. We're talking about Gumagadishi layout, a very interesting place, a very cosmopolitan area. That is why the police found issues with. So probably claims made by El-Rufai was that the Assistant Commissioner of Police just folded his arms to watch. But we are very sure. We were sure what we're saying, that the security of El-Rufai actually repelled the attackers by opening fire. Meanwhile, the attackers were not coming with guns. The attackers came in with machetes, cutlasses, and there's this traditionally.
So Bagudu, it makes you wonder. Bagudu, it makes you wonder how they were able to get through regular structures when it comes to urban dwelling without being noticed with machetes and the rest.
Right.
And if they are, or if they were in numbers. So how did they get through perhaps security installations leading up to the venue without being noted? You'd have to summarize that because we're actually out of time. My apologies, but please do tell.
Okay, just round up. In Kaduna, politics, the political landscape of Kaduna State is it works a lot with crowd. They took advantage of the crowd and then they camouflaged into the crowd. They infiltrated the crowd without anybody knowing. They came in and sat into the meeting without being noticed. They came in as if they are members of the coalition, and when at the climax of the meeting, they strike. And their friends outside jump into the window and then join them, and there was confusion all over. So it was all about camouflage. So when there is political gathering in Kaduna, people are not stopped from associating. People just are allowed to just come in. After all, it's a rally, it's a game of numbers. People are just allowed to go freely and join. So they took advantage of that situation, and then they infiltrated the meeting, and then that was when they struck. Yeah, thank you.
Emmanuel, thank you very much for giving that backstory to the report. It was very interesting getting all the bits that didn't go into the report from the horse's mouth. Not calling you a horse, but thank you very much, Emmanuel Bagudu. I will continue to follow developments as the police have summoned El-Rufai, and hopefully you'll bring us another good one for next week. Thank you again.